Hello, I'm Yaro, head of product of Mysterium Network. We are building a decentralized VPN network, and one of the core parts of our technology, core needs for our technology is actually to give people micropayment solution. We used to create a second layer solution based on payment channels, somehow similar to how Lightning Network works. And as a base, we used to use Ethereum blockchain, but then we understood that even with our solution, which is really gives millions of transactions for a couple of cents, we have one really important problem. And that problem is top-up transaction and withdrawal transaction. And that just made no sense for us to be on Ethereum, because simply to topping up your application balance would cost $5. So we started to looking at different projects and solutions. And finally, we met guys from Matic Network. So here is Sandeep.
Yes, so I'm Sandeep. I'm one of the co-founders at Matic Network, and I take care of the business development, growth, and other things, anything related to business. Yeah, so at Matic Network, we are a layer two scaling solution for Ethereum. So what we provide is a EVM compatible sidechain environment, wherein you can use different kind of layer two approaches, whatever you wanted. And since the development experience on Matic has been so good, due to that, like of late, I think many of you guys would have already heard that many top applications in the started moving to Matic. And then like for example, currently I think one of the most popular like the apps in the prediction market space, Polymarket is built on Matic only, and there are multiple others like Sportex in the same domain. Even Augur is right now, they have publicly mentioned that they're right now integrating with Matic. On the DeFi side, you have, projects like A.M.A, which have been really popular, and then they also are moving towards Matic for the like they've moved to Matic for the scalability things. And gaming and NFT side is one thing that where Matic has been like is a very dominant player. I would say that we have like huge number of games, many top games that will come to your mind in the blockchain space would invariably most likely would be being powered by Matic Network. So yeah, due to developer experience and like fast transactions and low gas fees, many users are using Matic sidechain solutions.
Yeah, so actually we were surprised how compatible with Ethereum it is. You're almost changing couple of just configs, and you could be good going on to use Matic. Sure, there is not that easy to integrate, because not because of the Matic compatibility, but because in our case, our token is still living on Ethereum blockchain, and we need to have a multi-chain support. So we are still working on that multi-chain and switching between chains thingy, because unfortunately, many people still don't have Matic compatible wallets. There are no integrations with Matic blockchain with exchanges. But there are a couple of exchanges you are already natively
Yeah,
integrated with. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like I think the exchange, like I think last time also you and me also discussed that the most ideal thing is that if we have a direct exchange, like where people can directly move these tokens to an exchange. But I think now there is like on the side chain also there have been like dexes, like quick swap is a Uniswap clone on Matic, and they are now getting a lot of liquidity. Of late I heard that they had around $7 to $10 million in liquidity. So those solutions will slightly be there, so that your users can actually, we can try to work on creating pools over there. But then yeah, there are some top tier exchanges which are right now integration mode in that, so users will be able to send those tokens to exchange directly. I think that's the last we want to do. Like after beyond that, like the wallets and all that, like those are all natively supported. And I think Yaro, you are also working on meta transactions, enabling meta transactions in between. right? If not like
Yes, yes, we actually have our own solution for meta transactions, but I've seen that you already supporting couple of default scenarios like GSM, something else.
yeah, GSN, Biconomy, all of them are supported, and you can use your own meta transaction service. But that makes it very easy for the users to kind of simply have a click experience. And the last frontier, as you said, that if we are able to directly integrate into one top tier exchange where you can take your funds directly to the exchange, I think that will solve a lot of, like,
I think that we need to explain, because not all people understand what meta transactions are. Like, when you're doing something on blockchain with some tokens, not with ETH, for example, on Ethereum blockchain, you have the problem, which means that in your wallet, you would need to have the token itself and some Ethereum to pay gas costs. On Matic Network, to pay gas cost, you would need to have Matic tokens as well. So there is a concept called meta transactions, when you're kind of paying in your own token for some relayers, some relay nodes, or some services, let's call them like this, who would take from you your token and would pay or send transaction into blockchain or sidechain on your behalf, because transaction is constructed in such cryptographic way, so they are not able to change it, but they will be relaying it into blockchain. So technically, in Mysterium application, we at the moment have only MIST tokens, and people don't need to have either ETH, either Matic tokens. They just say, I am doing withdrawal, or I'm settling my funds as a node runner. And yes, node runner will pay for transaction fee, but he will pay in MIST tokens in our case. And those relayers of one or another meta transaction solution, they will pay Matic for Matic Network. So I think that's correct explanation, maybe a little bit long, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's a very nice example for anyone who doesn't understand meta transactions. And yet, I think the other problem that we were also mentioning, that when your users are actually, or node runner, earn in MIST tokens, how do they take it to exchanges if they want to convert it into stable coins or whatever, right? So that for that we were discussing direct integration of Matic chain into the exchanges, just to get that context also.
And actually, on I think October or November, we added Uniswap support, or Uniswap compatible DEX support. And because we were thinking that we will go with mainnet, working directly with Ethereum, and then we understood, oh my gosh, if Node Runner collected, let's say, 100 MIST tokens, which is roughly $50 by current price, and he would like to settle those tokens, he would pay like $5 to $7 by just settling. But if he would settle that via Uniswap with auto conversion into ETH or DAI, he would pay like $12 for that transaction for Ethereum blockchain. And that's just insane. But now when you guys have Uniswap compatible DEXs on Matic platform, and you have some liquidity provider there, maybe we will also establish some liquidity pool there. So for Matic MIST token, because I think that will be like a representation of MIST token on Matic sidechain. So so we will have this pair between Matic DAI and Matic MIST, for example, and node runners, if they don't want to play with volatility, they will be able just settle each day, because on Matic transactions are super cheap. They're really like thousands of times cheaper than on Ethereum right now. So yeah, so node runners could just settle their funds and convert into, let's say, DAI. Do you have DAI on Matic already?
Yeah. We have USDC, DAI, USDT. USDC is very popular I think we have $20 million worth of USDC floating around on Matic Network. So yeah, like USDC pair could be really great. DAI pair could be great. Ethereum pair, any pair user wants, they can do that.
So that's also kind of interesting opportunity for us. One more thing, I understood that maybe we will need to also use your bridge to move funds out of Matic into Ethereum, because like exchanges integration is one, but if person don't want to be on exchange, for example, and would like to do anything with their earned funds. So that's maybe a little bit tricky for them. So now I am actually, today was reading documentation of how your bridge and withdrawal works. So I think that's
I
the
mean,
last piece we are missing before starting using Matic as our main.
yeah. So I mean, like you have like multiple different kind of bridge. Now you have these fast exit service providers. I think you're talking about Connect Network. Then even Bioeconomy is also providing a fast exit service where you simply, your user simply says on, okay, I'm exiting from Matic, and then he gets the tokens on the Ethereum chain by paying a small fees, and then the bridge manages the internal liquidity. But they will be able to do it for, let's say, some stable coins initially, because there needs to be a cross chain liquidity. But for users, the experience will be like simple click, like okay, I need it on Ethereum, click, and 15 seconds, 20 seconds later you see it on your Ethereum account. I think that's the ideal experience.
I think that we will work on something similar to for Mist token as well. I don't know if you will be using Connext or we will use your slower bridge withdrawal. We will see which will work better for us. Actually, we could use even our own technology because we also have this payment hub, but it would need to provide liquidity in both chains.
Connect Network is actually just like your payment channel. So you can simply, instead of Connect Network, you use your own, your own service, and then the charge like that also becomes a revenue stream, right? Let's say there is the fees to withdrawal is or the fees to withdraw to Ethereum is, let's say, $5. So you can charge, let's say, 1% or 5% on top of it. And that becomes the revenue for the exit service, because exit service in itself is going to become a very big use case between these layer one, layer twos, and all that.
Yeah.
Matic is an infrastructure. Like at the end, you are the actual application provider. So I want to talk more about the applications instead of infrastructure. Like for example, today we don't talk about who provides the internet, like whether it's British Telecom or like AT&T and all that. Like we talk about the applications, and I think we need to move in that mode. Infrastructure, should be in the background. So ideally that.
Actually, that's true. Yeah, that's application creators should care about infrastructure, but our end users should care of quality of our service, of quality they are getting. So,
Yep.
like for me personally, when I joined Mysterium, I was happy that because like in blockchain ecosystem, there are a lot of projects for infrastructure still. Because infrastructure is still not solved problem, and we still need a lot of infrastructure to create. But there are not so many actual solutions who are using that. Maybe this DeFi case with financial world is somewhere here. But for me, the very next case was micropayments. For such services like streaming services, just imagine live streams or YouTube or something like that, paid by second. Or globally available things, because like the problem is that like for us, why we needed cryptocurrency at all in Mysterium? Why not to integrate PayPal? And the answer is very easy. Like first, try to get PayPal in any country you work, like Benin, Brazil, Chile, Russia, like with all the payouts, with all the agreements, or Stripe, or all like that. Like maybe like we have node runners in more than 60 countries. So it's just would be headache. Second, PayPal would charge us for each transaction at least 20 cents. And in our and in decentralized network, you have fundamental problem of trust.
Yep.
Like there are node runners and there are consumers.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know who is node runner. The protocol is just encrypted, and the protocol is created in the way, so node runner is not able to decrypt what you use via your HTTPS, because like thankfully encryption is good and cool. But there is a fundamental problem. So who pays first? Who is risking? Let's say you would like to establish connection with node runner and say, look, I will be using you for 10 hours. How much it costs? He would say 10 cents. Then you send him 10 cents, and then he's dropping connection. right away. So you just lost your money. Because there are no agreement, no legal parts, no names, no emails, no nothing. That's the beauty of Mysterium. Like you're just opening the application, and even email is not asked there. And the same problem is like, okay, user says, give me 10 hours of VPN, I will pay you later. Then user is using 10 hours VPN and disappears. Never pays. So what? That's why we needed nano payments. Like node runner can risk 1 second or 10 seconds of his traffic. Maybe 1 minute he could risk, but like risking 10 hours, it's too much.
I mean, I generally like, I really like the structure that you said that, and then we also like envisioned it like, back like 2 years back. Like in fact, at ETH New York, where we met, Mysterium team and Shamini and everyone, that there we were discussing the same thing, that even if you have a side chain like Matic, but when you have a use case like you, where you want to pay by, let's say, MBs, like how many MB you consume, every MB or every kilobyte I will charge you, right? So this is like streaming kind of service, like, or video streaming and all that. How do you handle those use cases? Even if you have a side chain, you can't handle those millions and millions of transactions. So the idea was that only that, you have a side chain, but on top of it, you have a like the payment channels like you guys have. And I think that makes perfect sense. Like that's a very good the thought process that you guys already have. And I think later on, like I think that will be your go-to solution for your actual payments and all that. So yeah, I mean, I unfortunately I also took a Mysterium box, but during my transit from New York to India, I lost it. And yeah, like I'm keeping myself. I need
these days you can install it into any Raspberry Pi, so you don't need a specialized box.
Oh, okay, very nice. So all I need is a Raspberry Pi, and then I can install Mysterium.
And you're good to go. Yes. And to be user, you just need an Android phone, and maybe soon iOS.
That's important. But I think, yeah, this is interesting. Like I would like to also play, on a weekend or something, like a Raspberry Pi, and then try to install Mysterium into it. It will be very interesting thing to do. Maybe, yeah. Cool. I'll try that, man. I'll try that.
Yeah, please do, and send me some feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we had some time limits, and like usually people are tired of long talks. It's better to chat with us one more time when we will be releasing on Matic. I hope we will have such thing.
Yes.
And really thank you for your fast support. And this is really awesome to work with you guys.